G'day traders, Stacey Burke from Stacey Burke Trading, 1 Minute Mindset Reset. Today we're talking about lifetime performance execution. A great question and a comment from a trader today. I'm seeing the trade set up now, still a bit struggling with my lifetime performance. And that is an excellent point because as I've reiterated, day trading, live trading is boils down to performance in live time. You can know what the setups are. I love it when people say, oh, that's great in hindsight, all these things, or they want to see my FX book results, or they want to see you do a live trade. And there's, hundreds of variations, but also you could sit at the screen for which session do you want a live trade for? Is it Asia that you trade? Is it London that you trade? Is it New York that you trade? Is it a 3rd-hour trade? Should we sit here for 3 hours and then tomorrow you'll ask what kind of setup is it today and want to sit there again in live time? And no matter what happens, how many live trades that you watch, you still won't develop the skill yourself. And if you do develop the skill, it'll be with tiny size, but you'll never develop the fortitude, the understanding, the pressure to be able to increase those trades in size because you haven't forged those skills yourself neurologically into your brain, into your nervous system. You know when you're wrong, you know when you're right, and that takes time. Some people have hardened and finessed those skills earlier than others because perhaps they were on the right track with their trading from the beginning, whereas other traders coming from different retail perspectives have maybe struggled for years. It took me, 15 years before I really started to grasp not only how things would set up, but also then peeling back junk and getting rid of clutter and quit trying to, read the market every day and just looking for setups and then cultivating which setups were the best trades and then slowly just building that up, small size, because, one of the best things you can do is just trade small and focus on a flawlessly, perfectly executed trade. And then the next day, look for another best trade setup. Maybe it won't come for 2 days, but then do the same thing again. And then understand how the trade behaves. Understand the timing of everything, how things can change at the end of a 15-minute cycle, or at the end of an hour, towards the end of an hour, or as we head into an equity market open, or if we have major news on the calendar. How does the market behave? How does it build up prior to the news? Is it setting it up to whipsaw both sides? What type of news release is it? All of these things have to come through experience. And again, the easiest thing that I've ever done in my life is just focused on a few trade setups. That's it. That made everything completely, changed everything for me. It reduced my stress. It increased my productivity. It grew my trading account. It reduced my screen time. I cannot emphasize enough the importance of stepping back and looking and understanding. Number one, do we have a signal day? Number two, is the day even set up? Is there, like Peter Brandt said, there will be well-engineered patterns that show up. And then other times there's nothing. And then there's other times where the patterns actually look like they're setting up, but they don't complete, or they change, they morph. As the new session begins, they change in appearance because the market will continue to move in one direction, or it will break and reverse in the other direction, whatever that may be. But lifetime performance, so you can, I talked about this previously, you can be the master of 1,000 different moves in the market, or you can master one or two and do those 1,000 times. And if you're going to do that, focus on the ones that make you money. I think traders are really starting to understand now that parabolic setups can make you a lot of money. Parabolic setups can make you a lot of money very quickly. The other trades, low-hanging fruit, don't counter trend a market that's already broke. I cannot tell you how many times that trying to buy the low and sell the high will create major distress for you. There are times when that can be relevant. High of a week, low of a week, high of a month, low of a month. In the timing window, after the market has locked in the high or the low. There's so many things that you can do to reduce your stress and increase your productivity in terms of P&L, and reduce your energy, your stress, all those things. One thing that Al Brooks said that I've never forgotten: my number one goal when I go to the screen is not to make money, it's to not lose money. It's to manage my capital properly. And when I have a 90-10 opportunity, then start to decide if the market is completing that entry for that opportunity. And then again, if it's a scalable situation, am I going to add positions into this trade? Where am I getting out? Is this going to be a blow-off move, or are we now entering into a market that could be going on a range expansion for 1 hour, 2 hours, maybe 3 hours? Maybe it's the high of the year. I don't know. So forge those skills in live time and do that through your own skill. You go through the process. Which pairs are set up possibly for a best trade candidate? Which instrument are you focused on mainly? Are any of them set up? Or is this going to be just a low probability or a session trade? So this is just going to require minimal risk exposure for me today. Meaning that, as I've said, if I'm wrong on any sort of major setup, the most I ever want to lose is a day's income, because I can make it back the next day, maybe more. Maybe we're going to get a parabolic setup heading into payrolls and we'll get a first bounce. I don't know. But if you go back and study payrolls weeks, you'll see often in most cases, the market will morph over 4 days. Over 4 days, it builds up into the payrolls day itself, which again comes back to what I said: day 1, day 2, day 3. Wednesday can become a new day 1. Day 1, day 2, day 3, heading into payrolls on Friday for either a continuation trade, back in line with the original trend, or possibly a reversal trade back to the other side of the week. So, those skills come with time. Build them slowly. But if you do that, again, you're focusing on the best trade setups. Your account can compound very quickly. So it's not a matter of I got to trade every single day. You don't have to. Although if you're following a decent basket of instruments, you're going to get opportunities in most cases at least once in the session that you're trading. So keep developing your skills. That is what will give you the tools, the confidence, and the discipline to grow your account and to master the markets over time. And, where do you want to be in 12 months? Don't worry about where you want to be next week. Where do you want to be in 12 months? That makes things so much easier. So many traders want it tomorrow. They want it next week. They want it next month. And if you just are patient and focus on one great trade at a time, you'll be amazed at how that can grow your account quickly. So have a great day, traders. 1% better every single day. And may the markets go with you.